Welcome everyone. Sandra Alexei here of Game Changer, the new model of relationships. Okay, it came out last year. It's very much Aquarian, and we are moving into the Aquarian energies. It makes a great Christmas gift. You can see where you can order it. It's on Amazon. You can order it from Friesen. There's a little button right on the YouTube place up on the top on the right. Okay. I also have under the Show Me is my personal muse, my website. I do spiritual and business coaching. I have published other books that are there. I'm going to be doing some different interviews. I do interviews on YouTube. You can see different healers and anything to do with self-discovery. Okay. And we'll be doing a lot of things on spiritual tools. And I've got some great interviews people set up for 2021 already. Okay. So I'd really appreciate it if you would like, share, and comment. If you comment, I do a draw once a month and you get a free mini reading as I do astrology, numerology. I put Galactic Signature. I do a lot of different tools and things together. So we have now made it. Okay. December 2020 has been an incredible year, one that no one would ever thought of the things that have happened. I don't need to go into it. So what I want to do today is December is going to be a very intense month. And so I'm going to talk to you about the stage that was set in 2007 and 2008 to get to 2020, which is like a tipping point. Okay. And then in December, we have a solar eclipse coming. We're going to have another full moon at the end of the month. And then we have our big Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on the 20th, on the solstice, 20th, 21st. Okay. And that's huge. And then I'm going to talk to you about Aquarian energy, what Aquarian energy is, how we're moving into it, and then Pluto will move into it. So I wanted to set the stage and the foundation as to, so we're going to go back and we'll go back and then we can come forward and you can see different things that happened to you at different times and the different choices you made and why you are where you are today. Remember, there is no victim. We are totally responsible for ourselves. Okay. And that was on the different choices and decisions that we did make. That can be a hard one to swallow, but it is what it is. So what I like to do is I put this together and hopefully some of the information and the knowings, my knowings, will resonate with you. Okay. So as I say, welcome. And it's going to be passionate. It's going to be powerful and it's going to be energetic. So as I said, I wanted to set the stage for and share some messages and videos. This being the first one of December I'm going to do with you. Prior to our new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius and the big conjunction everyone's talking about, okay? Hopefully you can embody and process some of the energies and shifts, which I'm going to talk about, will allow your life to make more sense. It will bring you some resolution and hope for the future. Okay? Wow. The big question is, what brought us collectively and personally to this specific point in time, December 2020? The biggest question, and why? What's it all about? Okay? So what I'd like to do is share the bigger picture about the cosmos and the planetary cycles and the ages that are affecting you right now. I do have to say that I do a written one on my Facebook too, because some people like the written one and they can copy and paste and print it off. And I like to do a video for those that like to do the video too. They're more auditory, and I usually add more to my videos. Okay. So Most times we think happiness is better than sadness, okay? And that good luck is better than bad luck. So we may avoid confrontations and pursue more comfortable situations, okay? However, the transformation and evolution that we're going to talk about started back in 2007, 2008. And as we embraced the new decade of 2020, the energies intensified. So it became a tipping point, a game changer year. So we may want to have more things comfortable and don't want the change and why is this happening? However, the soul has a different journey and travels an ancient evolutionary path that seeks wisdom and connection to the divine. The path is to connect with our soul, spirit, divine, consciousness, God, the source, whatever you feel it is. Change, transformation, metamorphosis, and alchemy are not easy processes as they move us out of our comfort zone and into the unknown. During the transformation, we do have free will and choices. So you can put on your rose-colored glasses, put your head in the sand, and think the chaos and the changes are going to blow over. Or you can slow down, go on a self-discovery journey within, take care of yourself, and become conscious of your patterns and behaviors and be the change as we shift from third-dimensional energies to fifth and seventh dimensional crystalline energies. Everybody's been talking about the ascension process, how our frequency is going to be raised and that type of thing. This is an individual journey. This is quite interesting for a lot of people, like learning to walk. Or you can even, a lot of people will go on a personal walkabout for a while. They'll go away for a couple of years or do things. I've done that. The interesting thing about this individual journey is no one can do it for you. And no one can buy it or purchase it, okay? It's a specific experiential experience journey that is physical and spiritual and is done on your own with him. I will be sharing my knowing on the Aquarian energy and the amazing Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on December 20th and 21st, a very magical time, and you will get a better understanding of what the expectations are for you. So let's start with the basic. We always got to start somewhere. How conscious and mindful are you every day? A conscious plan for living by natural cycles. I'm all into cycles. When living in harmony with the natural cycles, we're already adjusting to the changing seasons. The moon has fascinated people since the beginning of times. There is something magical about the way it shines, about the way she changes shape every day, about the clockwise precision of her cycles. Because the moon does not have a light of her own, in astrology, the moon represents our unconscious mind. And because the moon is the Earth's satellite, it belongs to the Earth. The moon also rules our body, the flow of blood, and our physiological processes. Amazing, there are many different opinions of the lunar effect on humans, and I do respect the differences. In our busy lives, we can become disconnected from the natural rhythms of nature. Being in nature is not always possible for the urban dweller. However, connecting with natural cycles is. So natural cycles include day and night, seasons, tides, moon cycles, planetary cycles, eclipses, equinoxes, okay? Working with the sacred celestial cycle, the 29.5-day lunar effect cycle of the moon is a lunar-based spiritual practice that allows us to keep ourselves consciously grounded. Ancient wisdom keepers understood the role the moon plays in connecting to the creative power of nature. Gardeners and farmers discovered the benefits of planting according to the moon phases. So you can check the Farmer's Almanac. It was made in 1792 by Robert B. Thomas for sowing and reaping. The lunar cycle tells us the opportunity for growth keeps on knocking on the door of our consciousness. Understanding the moon cycles offers us a chance to regain balance so we can become familiar with the deeper aspects of ourselves and honor our feelings at the same time. We use the cycles of the moon to cultivate the most precious thing we have, ourselves. We are a work in progress. Okay. The cycle of the moon shows that everything begins within, moves outward, and then comes full circle as we experience the results of our efforts. The moon produces a physical effect over planet Earth, and it is the cause of the rise and fall of the tides. So we are composed of 50 to 70% water, depending on our age. Talk to fishermen. We can connect with her energy and we can make plans in a balanced way. The moon influences energies, activities, and growth. A lot of people will feel it, the intensity of the moon. They can have some anxiety. They can be emotional, okay? When it comes to life cycles, I always have said, you cannot plant a carrot in the wintertime. So we're planting seeds, okay, with our intentions, with our thoughts. New moon energy is a time to go within and plant seeds and set intentions, putting new things into motion, regather energy and open eyes to new ways of doing things, opportunities and possibilities. The new moon is the best time to meditate and regroup. Full moon energy is the bursting energy of illumination and brightness, which reveals truths about ourselves and the world around us. We see it's a full moon, a big flashlight. Abundance resulting from the seeds of new moons, expansion, perfect to create and make use of heightened energies, dependent on the moon placement. Okay, I do the different moons, and if you know your natal chart, you can see what different house or what aspect in your life is being activated. We can see what no longer is beneficial in our lives, so it's culmination. So celebrate what we have accomplished and prune the rest, let it go and release. Understanding the process of these cycles can provide insight that can assist you in your own evolutionary process. In astrology, we have zodiac signs, okay, like an Aries, a Taurus. And then we have the planets that rule those. So they're the boss of the specific zodiac sign. The personal planets are the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. The transpersonal planets, which we will discuss in detail, represent three profound and eventually undeniable urges that we all experience. So the zodiac air sign is Aquarius. We're going to be talking about. So the co-ruler planets are Uranus and Saturn, was the ancient ruler. Now, Aquarius energy is intellectual, it's brilliant, it's futuristic, it's eccentric, it's detached, it's aloof. Uranus energy, okay, is disruptive, it's like lightning, it's rebellious, freedom-loving, intuitive, the awakener. Saturn energy, which also rules Capricorn, is ambitious, authoritarian, disciplined, committed, hard worker, and the Lord of Karma. The zodiac earth sign Capricorn energy is ruled by Saturn energy, and his power, success, practicality, it's grounded, reality, and pragmatic. Now, the zodiac water sign Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Pisces energy is very emotional, very imaginative, dreamy, artistic, healing. The Neptunian energy is very spiritual. There's a lot of illusion, there can be delusion, there can be addiction. The zodiac water sign Scorpio, co-rulers are Pluto and Mars. So now Scorpio energy is very intense and powerful. It's laser sharp focus. It's fearless and it ferrets out the darkest truths. The Pluto energy is transformative through experiences, alchemical, regenerative, shadow, potent, powerful, and god of the underworld. Mars energy is spirit, so it's about courage, passion, anger, war, assertion, and enterprising. Now, the two social planets are Jupiter, which is the ruler of the zodiac sign of Sagittarius, and Saturn, which is the ruler of the zodiac sign of Capricorn, and the ancient ruler of Uranus. Now, they stand between what's purely personal and what's otherworldly. These are planets conjuncting, dancing December 21st and 20th. And these two complex opposing energetic forces need to be integrated. So the zodiac fire sign Sagittarius is very philosophical, energetic, creative, searching for truth, and can be born of fantasy because of being idealistic. And Jupiter energy ruling Sag is expansive, optimistic, prosperity, miracles, long distance travel, higher education, law, and Jupiter can be lucky and expanding and open, and it will say yes. Okay. Saturn, on the other hand, is pragmatic and can say no. The self-mastery is how to function as a member of society. So Saturn energy, which also rules the zodiac or sign of Capricorn, is ambitious, we said it before, authoritarian, disciplined, committed, hard worker, and lord of karma. The zodiac earth sign Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, power, success, practicality, grounded, reality, and pragmatic. How the planets have been dancing and showing up on earth and affecting individuals collectively and personally. It is interesting to note Capricorn also contained the South Node, an 18-year cycle that cuts things out of our lives as a function of fate. It shows what the universe is dissolving and encouraging us to let go of. We experienced 1.5 year of the South Node in Capricorn, indicating the collapse of the old way, the house of cards falling, and humanity benefits, but by not playing their game. Okay, so interesting enough, there were people that had the Cancer Capricorn nodal position, and I would say 70 or 80% of them, their relationships were finished. Okay, you have been forced to outgrow your dependency on a crumbling paradigm. So the solution here is to find self-sufficiency, self-responsibility, and restructure society to honor everyone's needs as we embrace the Aquarian energy shift and the big conjunction. So here's the start of the story. This is how it all started. Okay, November 28th, 2008 to March 23rd of 2023, Pluto sits in Capricorn. Remember we said Pluto. It was ruled by what? Scorpio. Okay, so it's very intense and it's deep. It goes into the underworld. Okay, then it goes on holidays in Aquarius from March 24th, 2023 until June of 2023. Then it moves back into Capricorn, finally moving into Aquarius on January 22, 2024 until January 20th, 2044, when it moves into Pisces. So this is a long run. The run we're talking about is from 2007, 2008 until 2023. Okay, so we're at 2020, but right now we have Saturn and Jupiter that are going to be moving into Aquarius. So they're going to slowly move, and we'll be starting to feel the Aquarian energy. So November 28th, 2008, when Pluto in Capricorn, we are asked to run our lives, which is your business, like it's a mission. The days of corporate greed, corruption, deceit, darkness, evil, etc. are being revealed and destroyed. That's this whole time from 2007. And I told everybody at that time, be very, very, very aware of what's coming down. okay? All the societal structures are being revamped: education, politics, economics, religion, healthcare, family structure, relationships, and we are being asked to personally let go of inner cobwebs and skeletons that prevent you from letting your own light shine through. That means to professionally manifest your talent. The hierarchy is transforming, okay, into networks with the Aquarian energy. So wait till I talk about Aquarian. We won't be looking at any priest or professor or anybody. That's not what's going to be happening. It's quite interesting. You are offered the gift of complete spiritual evolution, the release of the caterpillar into the divine destiny of the butterfly. Pluto forces us to let go of those aspects of our lives that no longer serve our empowerment process, freeing us to realize our greatest potential through self-mastery. Pluto demands that we surrender, do our shadow work, trust the process, and allow the transformation to take place. A vision of the new world unfolding before our eyes, extraordinarily fast-moving change and shifting of consciousness with some clear themes emerging. Now, this was the big one. I kept sharing and telling everybody 2007, 2008, we'll talk about Uranus, but with Pluto, like there's going to be a wake-up call. Okay, big time. The first one came collectively. The Bernie Madoff investment scandal was a major case of stock and securities fraud discovered in late 2008. In December of that year, Bernie Madoff, the former NASDAQ chairman and founder of the Wall Street firm Bernard L. Madoff Investment Securities, LLC, admitted that the wealth management arm of his business was an elaborate multi-billion-dollar Ponzi scheme. It was interesting what organizations invested as they wanted more money. It was about greed, corruption with the Ponzi scheme. So I'm not going to say what it is. If you want to go, you will be shocked when you find out what organizations actually invested and lost money. Greed. On March 19, 2009, Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 federal crimes and admitted to operating the largest Ponzi scheme in history. On June 29, 2009, he was sentenced to 150 years in prison with restitution of $170 billion. Then we had the Fannie and Freddie bailout. And it was greater than the 1989 saving and loans crisis, which cost the taxpayers in the states $124 billion. It was on par with the subsequent 2008 bailout of AIG, which started at $85 billion but grew to $182 billion. Both were small potatoes compared to the 2008 $700 billion Troubled Asset Relief Program, TARP, bailout of the U.S. banking system. Even though the U.S. Treasury shows only $439.6 billion of TARP funds were ever spent, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were two government-sponsored enterprises, GSE, that bought mortgages from banks. This is interesting. A process known as buying on the secondary market. Okay, then these then were purchased, okay? They were purchased loans, and then they were repackaged into mortgage-backed securities, MBS. The MBS were in turn sold to large institutional investors on Wall Street. At times, these firms would themselves repackage the mortgages into securities where they were sold to smaller investors. These investments were in great demand because they returned a high interest income to the investor. Loans continued to be sold, repackaged, and resold as banks competed with one another to write more and more mortgage loans to often that's the key, or unqualified buyers. The entire financial system depends on trust. The subprime mortgage crisis disseminated it. The dream Neptunian turned into a nightmare and led to the 2008 financial crisis and caused the Great Recession. With a lack of self-control, Fannie and Freddie took excessive risks to boost their stock prices. Greed, knowing they would be bailed out if their risky practices turned south. Hundreds of individuals lost their homes as they never qualified for the mortgage. Interesting. So the collective greed and corruption, and then personal. Another thing, parents were paying individuals to write their adult children's exams in university. That's been going on even last year. Some got caught and there were lawsuits. Then in Canada, we have the CERB now that could be collected. Seniors got what, $300, even though we have worked all our lives and paid. Interesting, some parents suggested their children should, just quit your job, collect this money. It's $2,000 or something a month. Collected. You really need a holiday. And the interesting thing, people tell me they use their monies for non-essentials, brand name purses, eyelash extensions, etc. And then students themselves quit their jobs just to collect. Wow. And we have the audacity to point our finger at the corruption and greed collectively. Just remember, Saturn, karma, is a bitch. Then check the dates of the Uranus-Pluto square. That was a 7-year shift. The dates are below. You were asked and pushed to embrace personal breakthroughs and transformations, to become more conscious and awake, to take more personal responsibility and accountability for choices, actions, and decisions in your personal lives. These are the dates, and you can check out what was happening in your life. So 7 exact Uranus in Aries and Pluto in Capricorn squares. June 26, 2012. There's the degrees, but it doesn't matter unless you're an astrologer. September 19th, 2012, May 21st, 2013, November 1st, 2013, April 21st, 2014, December 15th, 2014, and March of 17, 2015. Okay? So the broader version, or the broader vision of the Uranus-Pluto squares between 2012 and 15 was symbolized by the 7 challenging and stressful periods of radical, which is Uranus, and transformative Pluto aspects. So what happened during that time? There was institutional breakdowns, private breakthroughs, strange and tough weather patterns, strange and stressful global happenings, external and internal personal challenges, chaos, and ultimate transformation. Revisiting and coming to terms with the past, staying grounded in the present, and seek hope for the future. Observe your circumstances that occurred and interpret them as opportunities you were given to change rather than negative things. These aspects and transits initiated great opportunities and personal distress for you. Hidden in the pain is a gift that opens the doorway into the realization and connection of the soul. Each planet demands you delve deep within yourself. You pass out of your comfort zone and the true self emerges. So we have a lot of authenticity. However, those changes and transformations that took place for you as an individual will now affect how you use your expanded consciousness and how you will make the necessary personal, external, outward changes in your lives. Uranus in Aries is the winds of change and offered a 7-year cycle to push us out of our comfort zone and force the true self to emerge. I can only ask you, did yours? I don't know. Okay. I know mine did. Okay, I knew exactly where I was at each time. I was living out of the country and ended up flying back in December, 3 days from now, 2008. Okay. The shift changed us personally and globally. Uranus is similar to lightning. And remember, Uranus rules Aquarius, and that's where we're going. Things happen fast. It offers the gift of individual freedom and new beginnings by providing brilliant insights and breakthroughs of awareness. If you cling too tightly to Saturn's structure and the security they bring, the challenging Uranus aspects can increase anxiety and shake your very roots. Uranus requires you to let go of old habits, routines, and structures, okay, that keep you from actualizing your potential. It demands that you open your mind to new ideas and visions. You'll be flooded with electrical energy and asked to channel it into new pathways of thoughts, of feeling, and of living. Think outside the box. Imagine new ways of structuring your life that serve your own unique potential. The veil is lifted, and when you see past your fears to more freedom, you will see and experience an ideal life that better suits the person you have become. Then we welcome Uranus moved into Taurus, okay, from May the 15th, 2018 until April the 26th of 2026. But May 15th, 2018 till November of 2006 to 18. And then it retrograded back into Aries until the 7th of November 7th until March 6th of 2019. Uranus in Taurus then went from March 6, 2019 until May 15th, 2026. So we got a long run there. Okay, so you see how we're talking about transformation. We're talking about freedom. We're talking about change. We're talking about transformation. Things are never going to be the same. They've been deconstructed. Society is broken down, and we can see it right now. Okay. And Uranus in Aries, what we were asked to do, the instinct to speak truth, awakening to self. Now, if you were in a codependent relationship, it would have been really hard. And that's what Game Changer is about. The self-discovery process of being an independent soul. Okay, so you're dependent, you become independent. Then when you merge into a relationship, you have something called interdependency. Okay. Then it moved into Taurus. As it moved into Taurus, it relates to personal identity. It's less conceptual and more tangibly physical. Identity in the style of Taurus is related to your body, your home, and to your worth, values, and priorities as your soul imprint, shocking your awareness back to your physicality. As it wakes from the trance coma of unconsciousness, remember, your body is the carrier of your soul. The biggest shift in the entire process of waking up to the new reality is realizing the body is the vector for enlightenment. Take concrete steps to becoming self-supporting and self-sustaining. Self, not anybody else. Make financial independence your priority. What would you do differently? Start now. Then Uranus in Taurus from May of 2018 through May of 26 brings about the end of what? Old government and business systems. Uranus in Taurus asks you, how are you not free when it comes to money? When it comes to houses and apartments? Classically, when Uranus lands in a new sign, people realize they had no idea just how trapped they were. It is rather like the familiarity of life under lock and key. I think we're there right now. Until the door opens, you become habitually used to confinement. There's another thing that's with relationships, okay? It's not owning anybody. You don't own anybody. It's not your man, not your wife, okay? They are an individual being. You're sharing life with them. Uranus in Taurus from May 2018 shocked us, and then over several years shows us very clearly just how free we were not. Okay, we're still there. Freedom for you may revolve around credit card debt, mortgage debt, or the tax system. Perhaps it is about the impossibility, high price of houses or apartments where we live, or even where we're born. When Uranus moved into Taurus, the reality hit people, a wake-up call. Okay, Venus rules Taurus, and it's about worth and value. How do you value yourself? What do you value in life? Then the transit of Neptune through Pisces from 2011 to 2025 promotes innovation and imagination of those things related to Pisces. Okay, it's very Neptunian. It's an important transition and change as Neptune emphasizes the spiritual connection and encompasses our being. Wow, wait till I share with you about the Aquarian. Okay, what it is. It's so beautiful. Neptune in Pisces aligns the inner connectivity and spiritual awareness, which is strongly emphasized during this shift. The cocoon of understanding that held our awareness in suspension now unfolds many possibilities as our new perceptions expand beyond our concepts. Through our response to this new phase of understanding, more options appear and will call us to explore and discover a new reality. This will create many expansions of awareness, wanted or not, that even as people leave this world, the body is the aspect that leaves. But the true essence is still present and begins to be visible as still a resident within our sphere of awareness. Like the rays of light we can't see or the sound levels we can't hear, we will begin to see and hear all that is a part of life and the many aspects that represent life. This transparency of spirit begins to become a haunting event for many who have thought that all they have said or done are not visible. So, those were the main shifts so far, and then we're still experiencing the Capricorn stellium in the conjunction of January 11th and 12th, 2020 at 22 degrees of Capricorn, which coincides with 2020 being a master number. We have an exciting new moon of solar eclipse at 23 degrees of Sag on December 14th, and we finish 2020 with a full moon on December 29th at 8 degrees of Cancer. Then in between, we have the powerful Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Aquarius on the solstice, December 21st. So there'll be more videos to come, and I hope you will tune in. And it's a beautiful time. I know it's been a tough time. It can be very depressing for a lot of people. We need to have hope. There is hope. Okay, that's why I had to go back to tell you what was the foundation 2007 as we chugged along. Why did it become so intense in 2020? Because 2 planets are shifting into Aquarius, and then the next one will. So it's all cool. Many blessings and much love. As I said before, a great time to have a private session or reading, and I have specials on, and I have gift certificates. Also to purchase Game Changer. The nice thing about it is the self-discovery. So the first chapter is all about interactive exercises. There's 8 different areas. And I'm a profound reader all my life. And when I was looking at what the cover was going to be, and we were looking at, part of it, and I would go to the different stores. I did a tour in BC and Alberta with Indigo. I can remember walking in, and one of the books is, I forget what it's called now, Love Languages. And the woman said that it had been the most popular. And I said, why? And she said, because it had interactive exercises. Now, you can get this one in ebook, hardcover, soft cover, audio from Audible. Okay, it shows you on the website. And hopefully you have your copy and you've completed the first chapter on self-discovery, the exercises, the 8 areas of your life. And if anybody has done it and they'd like to talk to me about what their experience was, what we can do is we can do a Zoom video on it. Always remember, our first relationship in life is with ourselves, to know thyself, and then understand as we evolve and mature how we change and need to take time to reflect on who we are and what our needs are now. Change is inevitable. So from your 20s to your 40s to your 60s, there's going to be changes. Now, the interesting thing, sometimes that partner doesn't change with you, okay? So there are things that need to be resolved, negotiated. Personally, I don't believe in compromise. I believe in negotiation. Okay. To know thyself. Once a month, I said I do a draw for a mini reading. We do it via Zoom. Every time you make a comment, your name goes into the draw for December, and we'll contact the winner. Now, I realize I made some errors in spelling, so I have to go back and change the written part that I did on the Facebook pages. And I want to sincerely thank everybody for your patience. I just started the YouTube channel and I'm really working it. I really want subscriptions and I really love it. And I want it to be a platform for a lot of people. I'm very blessed to have a lot of very special people in my life. And I like to share their gifts, okay, with everybody, and we can connect throughout the world right now. And so when I started this, I'm still not really good at making the videos. I do the best I can, and I'm learning, and if somebody has feedback, you can give it to me. I appreciate it. And again, you know, have patience, have trust, have faith in the divine, in God, in source, because we're all consciousness, okay? Whatever makes you feel good. And understand, this is one thing that took me, I've had a near-death experience, so for me, it's very prevalent. I have this knowing. But it's like understanding that sometimes when things didn't go the way I wanted them to go, when I look back, it was the best thing that ever happened. At that specific time, it wasn't. It was devastating for me. And what I did was I had to do my healing and whatever. So right now, I trust what Spirit says. And I worked with a group of Aboriginal women. I was very blessed for about 13 years off and on. I was living out of country and would fly back. And they would always say to me, so what's next? And I said, I don't know. It's like wherever Spirit takes me. And we can talk about synchronicity. We can talk about coincidences, a serendipity. I believe in all that. Okay, I believe in magic. Yeah, I believe in, I love to watch the Disney movies like Spirit and Pocahontas and that type of thing. And I love flowers. And you know, somebody said to me the other day, it was interesting, you work all the time. You never have, what do you do for joy? And you know what I thought? I'm blessed. I'm busy all the time. I'm engaged in life. But you know what I love is to be able to have a beautiful warm shower in a beautiful shower that I have here. Okay. It's just awesome to feel that water, because you have to remember, I came from the country. I came years ago where we had a pot-belly stove. That's why people want to live off the land. I've lived off the land, okay? And we had a pot-belly stove for heat. We did all the cooking there. And to bath, we had to warm our water and put it in a metal tub. And then we had an outhouse. That was not just for camping. I mean, that was real. And so I get so much pleasure in a beautiful shower, or the smell of a flower, or like the scent of something. Okay. So count your blessings, okay? And have faith and trust and take care. And I do hope you enjoy.